behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Mash TV. Palm Mash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Paul Mash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We got another great interview coming up in just a moment. But don't forget about the subscribe button and bell buttons below you there. And once you click those, you'll always be notified of any new episodes coming your way in the future. And leave a comment on the comment section if you like. We'd love to hear what you think. And we'll have contact info on the description part of this interview. And we'll have contact info again at the closing credits at the end of the show. So please stay tuned for that. From Federal Way, Washington, we have Jimm Boudreau, another great artist. I think you're going to agree. And we're going to get to that in a second, but first here's a quick word from the Caden Gordon Show, so don't go away. We'll be right back right after this.
The Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix, is a 2-hour show playing independent and mainstream country music you know and love. Be sure to check it out at thecadengordonshow.com for more information on the show.
Okay, we're back, and with us from Federal Way, Washington, we have Jimm Boudreau with us today. Thank you for joining us, Jimm.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. We're glad to have you. How did it all begin for you, though? I mean, did you always want to be an artist since you were a little kid? Maybe you fell into it much later. I mean, everyone would like to know your story.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose from a pretty early age, I was interested in music, but mainly song structure, how things went together, how the pieces kind of fit. Can recall my mother had a piano in our home, and I would hear something on the radio and then go over to the piano, and just because in those days, of course, you didn't get automatic access to virtually any song there was. So trying from memory kind of to pick out the melody or the chords. So that was something I was always drawn to. And I suppose at about the age of, I want to say 9 or 10, my mom again decided my sister and I needed something to do over our summer vacation. So she enrolled us at the what was called in West Seattle, Washington, the Honolulu Conservatory of Music. And it was a very much, it was run by a couple, and they taught guitar, steel guitar, all those kinds of things, bass, but with a very much country and Western kind of focus musically, at any rate. And when I say country and Western, not what we know today to be that, but the true country and the true Western type of music, like Sons of the Pioneers, that kind of thing. So that kind of got me going. And then, as I discovered moving forward, of course, I was drawn more to the rock side of things rather than the country and Western side. Although I do enjoy good songs, regardless of what genre that they're from. But, started forming bands and trying to do something a little more original than just covers, although that was a part of it too. And, just kind of kept going. By the time I was in high school, my group that I had of just other friends from high school were playing paid gigs, outside of school at the different there's quite a number of universities in this immediate area, and so we did all of that, fraternities, sororities, parties, what have you. And from there, it was kind of an off and on thing for me for a long time. Real life would get in the way sometimes, and you'd have to kind of set your musical aspirations aside. But eventually, I was able to come back to it, and now it's got is pretty much my full attention, and uh, as far as putting out music into the world.
Okay, well that is a great story there, and I hope you have many years ahead of you there, Jim.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. What were some of your influences? Because I know you mentioned like Sons of the Pioneers a minute ago. I don't know if that was an influence or not, but mention.
Well, no, no, not necessarily. I when I was, I don't know, about 11 or 12, my aunt actually gave me the Wings Over America album from Paul McCartney and Wings,
Mhm.
which was essentially their live show that they had done. And I knew, a little bit about the Beatles, and that they were, I was born in '63, so you know, obviously there was Beatles music when I was a kid, but was a little bit young to fully appreciate what was going on. But once I kind of immersed myself in that whole world, um, it was it was kind of all over for me at that point. And of course, other bands along similar lines, but you know, I tell people now, I love the Beatles and I love Alice in Chains. I like Led Zeppelin and I like ABBA. So it's a pretty wide range, and sometimes you think those are such specific, separate types of music, but like I said, the songs are kind of what draw me in to a band or a genre of music.
Hmm. Yeah, those are good bands too. 'Cause you just mentioned ABBA a minute ago, and I remember growing up with their songs, and like you said, the Beatles. They're all great stuff, and
Mhm.
I can see where you get your sound at too there. Um, Now we're gonna watch this video in just a minute, but they may want to get more of your stuff, so I'm sure you have it on all streaming platforms. Maybe you're on social media. Maybe you have an official website. Tell everybody all about that.
Sure. Yes, available on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, all the big ones, and some that aren't so big either. Do have a website. It's thedissonancetheory.com. Social media, we have a Facebook page, The Dissonance Theory. And right now, I have been this past year collaborating with another artist that operates under the name Soda Cracker Jesus. Regan Lane is his name, and we've put out 4 songs so far this year. One of which we're gonna hear in a minute, but that that has been kind of the focus right now. Is the Dissonance Theory is a project where it's myself, and I kind of generate the ideas for the songs, the music, sometimes the lyrics, sometimes not, and then kick it over to Regan to uh, add what his vision is, and we seem to be pretty well on the same page as far as that goes. So it's been a fulfilling and a good experience.
All right. Well, everybody go to those places you just talked about. I know he would love you for that, especially the streaming sites. And
Absolutely.
and we're gonna watch this video. It's called "Dragging Me Down." Is there quite a story behind that? Is it self-explanatory? Tell us a little bit about this song.
Well, this song was actually one that I had written and demoed out prior to meeting Regan, and I was just never really happy with the verses, of the song. And the song is the title is somewhat self-explanatory. It's kind of uh, end of a relationship, which we've all, I'm sure, experienced at some point or another, and kind of the realization that, hey, this is, I need to break free from this. It's dragging me down.
Hmm.
So I sent it over to Regan, and I just said, hey, see what you can come up with on this, and he sent it back, and this is the end result. So it turned out pretty well, I think.
Yeah, and it is a great song, and I know everyone out there watching, I know you're going to love it too, and we'll get to that in just a second. But Jim Lee, thank you so much for being on the show today. We enjoyed having you. We'd love to have you back again if you ever have anything new to plug for us.
I'll certainly do that, and thanks for having me, Paul.
Yeah, no problem. And here it is, "Dragging Me Down" by Jimm Boudreau, and it begins right now.